Right. Hi, everyone.
Hey.
Thanks for coming to listen to me talk. I put these slides together fairly quickly with the hopes that it could be a two-way dialogue. So feel free to interrupt me, ask me questions. I'll sort of just rattle through and see where we get. Okay. I think I know most people. Oh, sorry. Not working. One sec. You know us, me and Akiko. Akiko's supposed to be here, but she's in Portland for a business meeting. We moved here to Seattle in 23. Together and separately, we've sailed in lots of places around the world, Mediterranean, UK, Asia, Middle East. I grew up sailing on the Great Lakes, and Akiko's done a bunch of sailing on the St. Lawrence River in Quebec, near Montreal. Akiko's a diplomat here at the Canadian Consulate, and I work for myself based at the house in Seattle. I'm a governance compliance consultant. Okay, that's us. We currently own a monohull. As much as we'd like another multi-hull, we kind of just using a monohull to see the area. But prior to owning the monohull, we raced a lot on our boat. So this is the boat that we had in Dubai, Sabotage. It was an F28R. A few customizations. We raced primarily double-handed, and we've done a lot of distance racing, offshore racing. We were very, very active. So we sailed up to 100 times a year. And we've also raced on lots of friends' boats. So we've raced on Melges 24s, FAR 30s, Melges 32s, and we crewed on friends' 100-foot swan. Okay. This is a picture of our latest boat. Mount Rainier looks a bit fuzzy, but this is us going into Port Townsend. Right. We're here to talk about sailing in the Middle East. Quiet little part of the world where not much happens. So, depending on what side of the Gulf you live on, if you live on the northern side, you call it the Persian Gulf. But if you live on the southern side, it's called the Arabian Gulf. The non-Persians don't like the Persians, and the Persians don't like the Arabs. So they each have their own names for the Gulf.
Interesting. Like
Gulf of America.
Yeah, yeah. So the Gulf has a number of countries that border it. So you have Iran to the north, which is the very big country at the top. And then you've got, going counterclockwise, you've got Iraq. And then you got Kuwait in, I guess, the 10, 11 o'clock position. You have Saudi Arabia, and you have Bahrain, which is a teeny tiny little country. And Bahrain is connected to Saudi Arabia with a causeway that all of the Western expats call the Johnny Walker Bridge.
There are a lot of accidents there?
No, it's just there's no alcohol in Saudi.
No.
So everyone goes to Bahrain for the cocktails. And then just to the south of Bahrain, you have Qatar. And then the southern part of the Gulf has the UAE. And then the very tip of the Straits of Hormuz is a peninsula that belongs to Oman. So Oman as a country is here. The UAE has a Gulf coast, and it has an Arabian Gulf coast, and the UAE also has a Gulf of Oman coast. So this peninsula at the tip, at Straits of Hormuz, is separated from Oman, and it's called Musandam, and it's a stunning part of the world. But it's what forms the choke point to the Straits of Hormuz.
Are you saying that Oman owns a kind of a disconnected piece? That Oman has two parts, the main part, and then there's the little tip of the peninsula, which is
Correct.
okay.
So we can go here. So yeah. So this bit here.
Wait, we can't see that.
Oh. How do I do that?
Truly don't know.
There we go. So this bit here is Oman territory. This bit here is UAE territory. And then Oman starts up again, I think. Hold on. Here. So this is the border with UAE and Oman. So around Fujairah is the last town in the UAE. And then this is the Omani coast here.
And when you describe it as really a spectacular part of the world, can you say why?
I'll show you pictures,
Good.
but it's
Do you think?
very rugged, very remote.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a very traditional part of the world. Okay, I'm trying to go back to the slides. Right. So one peculiar thing about the Arabian Gulf is it's very shallow. So the average depth is about 50 meters. So the Gulf of Oman is fairly deep. So if on the charts you can see the depths. So the Gulf of Oman is quite deep, and then it really ramps up around the Straits of Hormuz, and then the rest of the Gulf is 150 feet maximum.
It's like Lake Washington.
Lake Washington?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lake Washington is 200 feet deep, the deepest.
Yeah. So this is shallower than Lake Washington. So when the wind really picks up, the water gets really turbulent. Temperatures, the summer is extremely hot. It gets up to over 120 degrees. Excuse me. And the water temperature is in the mid to high 90s.
Can't imagine.
Yeah. And the water's very salty. So because there's a lot of evaporation, a lot of the countries desalinate and they dump the brine back in. And there's not a lot of outflow from the Persian Gulf or the Arabian Gulf.
Tidal changes?
Not too bad. Yeah, 2 meters max. There's more tidal range at the top than there is at the bottom.
Oh,
But in Dubai, you get like spring tides and stuff where there's a big change. I think there's another peculiarity as well is that in the southern part of the Gulf, you get 2 tides a day, and at the top you only get 1. There's something weird. We have to look it up, but
What are the currents running through the Strait of Hormuz?
about 3 or 4 knots.
Whoa.
So it's not too bad. The problem is that when you get wind over tide, it's just a washing machine if you're trying to sail. It's either flat calm or it's unsailable. It's difficult to sail through, yeah.
unsaleable.
Not unsailable, but it's just just not fun. Yeah. So talked about the climate. Dubai is actually crazy humid as well. So as the temperature has been sort of ramping up through the summer, by September, the water is very hot and the temperature is just starting to drop. So you just get this like 90% humidity in the coastal town. So it's very hot, very sticky.
Do you get a little fog? No.
And there's fog.
Oh, be darned.
Yeah. But from October until April, it's beautiful. So it's, 75 degrees and really pleasant. And it only rains 2-3 days a year. So, yeah. So you can sail all year round. It's a little bit hot in the summer, but that's why we have trimarans. Generates apparent wind.
What's the hottest that you've sailed? Like on a boat without air conditioning?
Going dead downwind in a monohull is painful in 50 degrees Celsius, which is 120 degrees.
Wow.
Yeah. And you find you have a lot of cold beers on tap, but you can't get drunk. You just sweat it out. It doesn't matter how many beers you have. Right. I think I covered a few of these, but so Dubai in particular is a pretty light wind venue. So I think average wind is about 7 to 8 knots. Barely rains, and the wind sort of operates on like clockwork. So in the morning, the wind is blowing offshore. The wind stops in the middle of the day, clocks around 180 degrees, and starts to come back. And usually happens about 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Is that because there's
It's the thermals.
thermals? Yeah, so the air inland rises and sucks
Yeah.
the air.
Yeah, but it's crazy clock. It's like clockwork. You can time your watch by it. So that's why the racing doesn't normally start until after 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
You have to wait for the wind to come in. Yeah. So the sailing club that we belong to organizes racing, a lot of racing, which is great. And we do formal racing between October and May. And then a lot of informal racing, so fun racing happens outside of that. So we organize our own races, or the club puts on sort of midweek pursuit racing. Yeah, so there's a lot of sailing. The clubs are very supportive. They help put on a lot of races. There's a big sailing community in Dubai. So I talked about this is generally a light wind venue, but you get these squalls. They're local squalls called shamals that come into from the north. And you can kind of sense them coming. The temperature will drop like 15 degrees suddenly. And then you kind of lose visibility on the horizon. This 40, 50 knots of wind just comes, plowing through.
But they're not associated with rain or
Sometimes. Normally it's just, it's a cold front that just comes down from Iran.
huh.
So when you say down, you're talking north-south or you're talking vertically?
Oh, this is north-south. So we're talking about katabatic winds.
Okay.
So there's
It's two different things.
Yeah.
Small stuff.
So there's a phenomenon in the fjords in Musselden where you get these weird vertical winds that come straight down vertically from the cliffs, and boats have been hit quite hard by vertical winds. Yeah, but that's a katabatic wind.
Yeah.
But here we're talking about shamals. So shamal is an Arabic word. I'm not too sure what it means, but you get them once or twice a year.
Oh, only once or twice a year.
Yeah. And then
Unpredictable.
they are, yeah.
So if you're out, you just kind of hunker down and
Yeah. So we've been out in them a few times. I used to race beach cats, and there was a time where we were all stuck out. And boats, you just abandon the boats. Some of them just get completely destroyed. So you're pulling people out of the water, and
How's a 100-footer handle it?
80 tons of boat. No problem.
So I assume that you guys, if it's light wind all the time, you must gear the boats up for light air, like larger sail area, more sail area, things like that. So
I did.
but if you have these things come through like every twice a year, is that worth actually having the ability to reef more and things like that, or you just kind of
No, so
tough it out?
yeah, you just tough it out. I think people tend to rig their boats for the predominant conditions. They're a shamal can come through on a Tuesday morning when you're not sailing. So
How long do they last?
anywhere from a couple hours to a day.
So you're out there in your beach cat upside down for a day.
Yeah.
Wait for someone to come and get you.
The water's 95
Yeah,
degrees.
that's-
You could die of thirst though.
Is this not dissimilar from the Meltemi winds or the other, there's three different names, the Mistral, then.
Yeah,
So, I mean.
so I grew up sailing on the Great Lakes, and you
Yeah.
get thunderstorms and
Yeah.
squalls and stuff. It's not that different.
Mediterranean.
Yeah.
Each of those areas, they each have a different name,
Yeah,
but they have this thing.
yeah. I don't think it's anything special or peculiar to the Middle East. They just have a special name for it. Yeah, but it's just unlike the other areas, like the Med, you get strong wind. Like you get continuous strong wind. I think because the Middle East, or Dubai in particular, is a light wind venue,
Mhm.
there's such a disparity between your predominant conditions and the shamal that comes through. But Anyway, cool. Let me go to the next slide. Any questions around
I
that?
would think you just take your sails down.
Yeah, yeah. I've normally just dropped the sails and
Is that building in the background, is that intended to be like
Huh?
a sail?
it is. So this is a hotel.
Talking-
It's called the Burj Al Arab.
The what?
The Burj Al Arab. Yeah, it's a. I think I meant it's a 7-star hotel. So they invented their own star system.
It's like great inflation.
Because nowhere else in the world,
No.
there'd be one so fine.
Yeah, they love that stuff. Anyway,
Seven-star hotel.
Hilarious.
so there's a long tradition of sailing in the Persian Gulf in the Middle East, and they sail these dhows.
Cool.
And there are effectively 3 variants of them. There's 22-foot, 43-foot, and 60-foot. So these are the 43-footers, and they're just beautiful boats. They're fast. They can do over 20 knots.
Huh.
They're lateen rigged, which means they can't go upwind and they can't tack.
Brilliant.
Can't.
They can't tack. They can only jump.
So how did they,
Prices.
if they can only go in one direction, how do they get back?
They wait for the wind. Well, they're used for racing. They don't. They used to be used for pearl diving.
Oh,
So they would, take a fleet of boats to go to the pearl diving location, pearl dive, and then when the wind turns, they would come back.
okay. So they have to wait it out.
We have that sort of predictable wind pattern, so.
Yeah.
So they can go upwind because they don't have like dagger boards, or is that?
Not really, no. So let me show you a little video. Hopefully explain. Maybe this one.
Who's putting up the millions of dollars for prizes?
Yeah.
The shakes. Go. So these are the 60-footers.
Wow,
They're beautiful looking.
Yeah.
it's really cool.
Oh, he's.
Wow.
Everybody's on a wire.
Yeah.
Thank you. I see some black.
Are they ballasted?
Rocks and sand.
Really?
They're pretty cool.
Yeah.
Really cool.
So the starts are insane. So basically they line up the boats with on an anchor, on a stern anchor,
Oh.
and they put the sails up. So all of the boats are straining on an anchor, and when the gun goes, they cut the line and they go.
Is the anchor like a rock?
No, so it's on floating line, and they've got support crews that go and
Oh,
pick up. They go and pick up the
two.
thing. Oh, sorry. Trying to get the presentation back. Oh, sorry. I guess the other thing is that the boats look very traditional, but all the spars that you see, it's the masts, and then the poles are all carbon, painted to look like wood. Yeah.
And those.
Yeah, 'cause
those
I
sails-
noticed like the double sail. So these boats look like they only have a single sail.
So these 40-footers, the 43-footers only have a single mast,
Okay.
and the 60-footers have a double mast.
And we're talking high-tech sailcloth, not, this is not flax.
No, it's
Not Egyptian cotton.
no, it's yeah. I mean, the money involved is really high.
Huh.
And
Because the prizes are
And
big.
the hulls are wood, is that?
so they're all traditionally made. So they're boat yards, like in Dubai, that make them. But the wood is so thin, if you put your foot in the wrong spot, you punch a hole through the boat. So there's another video. Maybe I'll show you the other video quickly.
This afternoon off Abu Dhabi, more than 80 dhows, the traditional local sailing boat here, lined up for the start of the Abu Dhabi Sailing Festival race. And with $1 million prize pot up for grabs, it was always going to be fiercely competed. As the gun went, the dhow crews cast off their anchor lines, hoisted their sails, and set off on a 16-mile course to the race village in Abu Dhabi.
Jeez.
On board, guesting as invitational crew members, were 15 of the Volvo Ocean Race sailors. Groupama navigator Jean-Luc Nelias was sailing on board Abdullah Juma al-Marzuki's dhow, Zelzal. Tom Addis and Amory Ross were guesting on Sheikh Hamdan bin Mohammed Al Maktoum's dhow, Alzir. And from the start, the race favourite looked hard to beat. They led from the gun in a race that was as spectacular as it was exciting. As Alzir approached the finish, Tom Addis was given the honour of steering her over the line, to cheers and celebrations from watching crowds alike. For Tom Addis, Puma navigator, it was an unforgettable experience.
Incredible to see. I don't know how many boats. Somebody said 80 or so, but yeah, it was an amazing sight and yeah, very special.
Yeah. The trophy for the winning boat of the festival race went to Alzir, with both Tom Addis and Amory Ross receiving prizes for their contributions, with Zalzal featuring Groupama sailors in third place.
Yeah.
So this Abu Dhabi is United Arab Emirates, is that
Yeah,
right?
so, oh, sorry. So the UAE is
Yeah.
divided into seven states.
Oh,
So Abu Dhabi is the biggest state,
it's a state.
and Dubai is another state, and then there are others. But the family that rules Abu Dhabi also rule the country.
Okay.
So it's very tribal. Okay, that's down sailing, stunning boats. So the last video you saw were the Volvo Ocean Racers being asked to join, which is not very common. So Westerners or non-Emiratis are rarely allowed on these boats. So I think there are rules because there's so much money involved, they were getting ringers in to help them win the money. So there are strict rules around, only the locals can sail these boats.
So they're not pro crew.
They are as pro as they can, but yeah, so
Pros for Emirati.
they have to be Emirati, yeah. Let me go back. Okay, so that's traditional sailing. So modern sailing,
The traditional Emirati that do sail on those dhows, are they also racing on PHRF or multi-hulls, or they're just locals that sail those boats?
yeah. So it's very rare and it's a weird thing. So I belong to a quite big sailing club in Dubai, and there are very few Emiratis that would. So there's a small handful that would attend the club, but the traditional boats and then the modern boats, they didn't quite mix. So we did try to create like joint races, maybe a relay race. You start the race with a traditional dhow, you hand over to a trimaran, but we just couldn't get that going. So there's not a lot of interaction between the Emirati sports and then the expat sports. Yeah. Cool. So this is a picture of the part of the multi-hull fleet racing in Dubai. Kedvez is owned by an American couple. And we were both based in the Dubai Offshore Sailing Club. It's an F-22R. And that's my boat in the background. So we're doing a double-handed race in this case. So I think as I was saying, so
What are we flying on what's this masthead thing?
That's my super jib, my flying jib.
How many square feet? You remember how many square feet that thing is?
Almost
Vince's
50.
mind is working. The
What?
sail is
50 meters?
Almost 50 square meters. Yeah.
Wow.
What's the highest you point them?
This is the problem with it. I could point 30 degrees apparent. The problem is I'm going that way. It generated so much apparent wind that I just have to keep falling off. I'm still pointing 30 degrees apparent, but I'm not going where I want to go.
Interesting.
Interesting.
So this thing, so there's lots of marinas in Dubai, lots of boats. There are a healthy number of sailboats, but compared to Seattle, I think saying here, Shilshal probably has more sailboats than in all of the UAE.
So who owns the powerboats? Expats and locals?
Yeah. Yeah.
Both.
Yeah.
They both like boating.
Yeah. So yeah, there are lots of marinas, but one of the nice things about Dubai is that, excuse me, anyone who races tends to belong to the same club. And the club is not only a sailing club, it's also a marina, it's a restaurant, it's a beach club. So it's like a social place that people, convene. So everyone's, you do the race briefing in the morning, everyone goes down to the boats, get boats ready to go out sailing, you come back and you do the prize giving and you have beers, all in the same club. So everyone comes and goes from the same place. It's a really nice place. The cruising in the UAE, I mean, there is a cruising club and there's a cruising part of the Dubai Offshore Sailing Club, but it's really limited, and I think they're really struggling on where, because there's just nowhere to go.
No.
So you have Iran on one side, yeah, and you have Saudi on the other side.
Why can't you go to Saudi?
Why would you? I mean, it's
Are there, what's the coastline like? Is there like a lot of little ports or places you could anchor, or is it just like a?
there are. So I mean, let me bring up the map.
Peninsula look kind of crinkly there.
Right, that Musandam Peninsula, is that like?
So one of the problems is, so for the people online, can you see that can you see the videos that okay, great. So the countries that border the Arabian Gulf, they don't quite get along. So
Understatement of the year.
yeah. So I was talking about Musandam here, which is a stunning part of the world and great for cruising. The problem is getting a permit to cruise across the border is very difficult. You've got to spend a few days in the embassy and get the right paperwork and
For one trip.
for one trip. It's difficult.
Between Oman and UAE?
Yeah. It's difficult to get all the paperwork lined up to cross borders.
Is that just because they love paperwork and bureaucracy, or is it because they don't get along? Is that, well, okay, you can.
No, I think it's a whole bunch of reasons, but smuggling is one thing. So I think they're worried about people moving between borders. And
Is Oman protective of its traditional values, and that's part of it?
no, I think they just
Guns,
guessing-
drugs, or what?
yeah, drugs or
Booze.
people who have financial debts. You can escape by boat quite easily. So I think there's a lot of trying to limit who can use by boat or something. I don't know. So
Yeah.
it's just difficult.
You just know it's hard.
Yeah. So the coast of the UAE is, if it's not private, if it's private, it's normally a hotel or a palace, some sheikh's palace. There are fishing harbors and things like that you can go to, but they're kind of few and far between.
What is the dark green on the map there along the coast?
Here,
Chart.
Yeah,
I think it's just depth.
depth.
Yeah.
Got it.
So you can see that they've built all these structures.
There's that,
Yeah.
wow.
So the one of the things that you can do is for cruising, and it's not really cruising, it's like a day trip. So the sailing club is here, and you can go up into the world islands, and you can anchor off Antarctica and spend the day there. Or you can get permission to go to the resorts that are up here on the islands. Oh, that's not a good picture.
From the owners of the resorts.
Yeah. So you have to, there's a security guard.
Ah.
There's a security boat that kind of hangs out in the entrance. Oh,
Are
sorry.
those artificial?
Yeah, is that all artificial? Yeah.
They're all man-made.
And they're there just to sell real estate.
Correct. But they're not selling them fast enough and they're kind of disappearing.
Oh,
I mean, the sand is shifting.
interesting.
So,
So is it basically still like 50 meters depth all the way up the hole?
Antarctica.
yeah,
No, not Antarctica, like the 600 miles of the
Yeah.
type.
it's very shallow.
So you could do a very long trip by just anchoring wherever the heck you want at night.
You could, yeah.
In the middle of the sea.
Yeah.
Then the Shamal comes.
So
7 or 8 knots.
the other thing I didn't mention is you can't leave the harbor without a permit, sailing
Ah.
permit. So every time you want to use your boat, the Coast Guard has to give you permission
Oh, wow.
to leave the harbor.
Huh.
It used to drive me nuts. Because they'd be blowing like 18 knots. And I'm like, oh yeah, let's go out and try and set a speed record. And the Coast Guard would prevent everyone from sailing because it was too windy.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
And did you have to get a permit on the land? Like,
You have to have it before you leave, yeah.
and that's a paper permit, not a.
Email, you get an email,
permit.
yeah.
Okay.
So we were lucky as the sailing club had an agreement, special agreement for like events, they get group permits. As long as your boat is on the list, then you're okay. If you don't have a permit and you're out sailing and something happens and your insurance is invalidated, or you get fined by the Coast Guard. Yeah. Yeah, that used to drive me crazy. Anyway. We used to race around the world. I held the record for the round the world race. 2 hours,
Awesome.
1 minute or something.
Super fast.
Yeah, average speed of like 13 knots. We're going pretty fast.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, I'll explain them later. So,
So all those little islands, are they named different countries?
they are.
Oh,
So if you zoom in,
Where's the US?
so
Or is it there?
that's Michael Schumacher's island.
Oh,
The names should be on here,
Hmm.
but
Get the right zoom.
this is Portugal.
It's just, they just piled up a bunch of sand.
Yeah.
What do you do for water?
That's part of the problem. Why I don't think they're selling very fast. You have to bring your own water and bring your own electricity.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Are they grouped kind of clustered like they are on a normal map?
Yeah, you can kind of look.
Continents are kind of together.
This kind of looks like North America, right?
Yeah, that looks
South
like South
America.
America.
Yeah, it looks like South
And
America.
Greenland.
Yeah,
Australia over there.
Soon to be US.
yeah.
Interesting.
So yeah, so there's some development that's taking place. There are resorts
There's Australia.
on some of them. You can sail to them and have lunch.
Hmm.
But in terms of cruising,
Yeah.
yeah,
Looks like a petri dish.
there's an island out here that you can cruise to. And
That's
then
the real island? I mean, natural island?
no, I think it's man-made as well. I'll show you a picture.
Hmm.
In fact, why don't I jump to that? So I think it's, let me try and go back to this. I'll come back to these bits. Hold on.
There's some big
Oh,
bucks.
that was an interesting.
Whoa, we're going
Sorry,
fast here.
He's coming back.
I'm trying to find the picture. This one. So there's this Moon Island down here on the right corner.
What's it named that?
Yeah, and then you have the World Islands. So I tried for quite a long time to get the Apollo 11 race. And go around the World Islands a couple times. You come out to the moon, you circle the moon, you plant a flag, and then you sail back, go around the moon, and go back to the sailing club. I think it's the only place in the world where you can do the Apollo 11 race, but
It sounds like one of those fun races you were talking about.
yeah, no, I couldn't get it going. It would have taken probably a 2 or 3 day race.
But it never got
How
off.
many
the
nautical
ground.
miles?
Couldn't get it off the ground.
How many nautical miles from the
The world to the moon, so probably only about 40. But in light wind, you're there and back. It's quite slow. So. Yeah. Okay, let's go back. We're talking about sailing in the UAE. Like I said, a little bit of cruising, but it's not great. So most of the sailing is racing. So you've got a lot of dinghy racing around the cans and distance and offshore racing. So I started off sailing in the UAE on Formula 18s. Akiko had a Weta, and then together we sailed the F28R. And this is that super jib, the flying jib I'm talking about. This is us going upwind with it. There are, since I've left, I think they've almost tripled the size of the multi-hull fleet.
Oh,
So the Dragonfly dealer is doing very well.
what's that?
So there's a whole bunch of, I think, 3 or 4 Dragonfly 25s. There's a 28, there's a 32, there's a new 36, which looks great. And there's a couple 40s. There's also Moxie, the Walter Green nuke boat. And then there's a gunboat 48 as well. And they're all pretty active.
Is that the Moxie that sailed at Atlantic?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah. So a friend of mine bought Moxie.
So not a lot of big cats,
There's a lot of lagoons and stuff, yeah, a lot of big.
but not like big performance cats like Presto.
No. So there's the gunboat.
Yeah.
And then there's a one-off, it's a weird boat. I'll see if I can find a picture. But it's who's the guy who designs trimarans?
Irons?
Nigel Irons. It's an Nigel Irons catamaran. I think it's 60 feet long, but it's very narrow. So it flies a hull very quickly. And it has do you have the front steering? The
Wheel steering.
The wheel steering at the
Well,
front?
actually, but behind, it's not the
Oh,
forward
like an
steering, it's
Atlantic?
aft cockpit.
Yeah. So this Nigel Irons boat has a tiller in front of the doghouse.
It's a long connecting rod to the rudders.
Yeah. So I'll see if I can find a picture. It's a weird boat. And it's not used very often, but it looks like it's got
Scared the
giant
living
seafoil.
daylights out of the owner because he was always afraid of going over, right?
Could be, yeah. And it's got giant seafoils as well. So. Yeah.
Afraid of going over.
Oh,
Crazy.
Yeah.
So Moxie got fully restored?
Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
So, well, the guy who restored it, a French guy, did a bunch of racing with it. And then he decided to move on to class 40s. So he sold it to the guy in Dubai.
Yeah, cool.
But together they did the Dubai to Muscat race, which we'll talk about.
Yeah.
Cool. Just here's some more pictures. So we're talking about light wind venue, add more sail area. So this was my big main.
That's like a 55% head,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
Did these all, what was your rating system and did these all?
He was a raider, didn't matter.
Yeah. So
But like a raider.
the rating system was based on OMR in Australia, only because OMR has kind of an open system. Everything's done using a spreadsheet, so you can see how it works, which is good and bad. So I developed the rating system for Dubai, but I think they've since moved on to Mokra. So in the bottom picture, those are 2 Dragonfly 40s that race pretty regularly.
Do you have any problem with the big head? The main, did it ever feel like it was too much or screw up your balance or anything like that?
Yeah, without a jib in strong wind, you can't, like if you're in between races,
Yeah.
you can't tack the boat.
Right.
So we just weather vane and just stay pinned in irons.
Right. But just regular going upwind, you're fine. You didn't feel like it was too much helm or anything?
No. I did, but I had to play with the mast rake.
Oh,
So once I got the mast rake dialed in, the boat. Yeah, it was great.
So you
I-
pulled the mast forward a little bit, maybe a little bit more upright,
A
a little
bit,
less
yeah.
break.
Yeah.
Um,
And I got the boat to a point where I could sail higher and faster than almost every boat in the marina.
Cool.
So, yeah. So that jib is a North 3DI jib, which is fantastic.
Hmm.
And then that green spinnaker was magic. It, I had a masthead sheave, and I had the fractional sheave that came out of the factory, and I could use that green kite on both the masthead and the fractional.
Huh.
If I wanted to go deep and fast, I put it on the fractional. If I wanted to go high and fast, I put it on the masthead, and it was just the perfect length
Huh.
to
Who
do
made
both.
it? Did it come with a
Quantum.
book? Huh?
Quantum.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And did you
I didn't-
specify it? or-
No, I didn't buy it like that. I bought it actually. It was a new sail in Australia that had never been used, and it kind of met the dimensions. So it was a lucky accident. Yeah, I think it was 40 centimeters longer than the standard
F28.
factory F28R
And
kite.
somebody had ordered it and then didn't take delivery and
Yeah.
you saw it and you said, I want to try that.
Yeah. So I bought it from a. Oops, sorry.
Well, I missed how you decided to do top or bottom in the hoist.
I lost a halyard in a race, so I had no choice. I only had one halyard. So I tried it and it worked.
I've always run it off the top then, or, I mean. I
It
thought
works really well on the fractional because it's really deep and I could sail lower and faster
Yeah.
with it. But if I needed to, if we knew it was going to be a reaching leg, I had to choose between the code or this kite, I can get it by putting it up high, you get a tighter leading edge. I could sail really high and fast with it. So.
Flatter sail, finer entry.
Yeah.
Yeah. And did you put on some extra masthead shrouds to support the top of the mast?
I did, yeah.
And that's just Dyneema down to
The ends of the beams.
ends of the beams.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
To the spinnaker blocks, that location? Oh,
Yeah, where the spinnaker blocks go.
right.
Yeah. Good. All right. Oh,
Are your spinnaker blocks on your beams?
Oh, no, they're not, well, they're at where the
Yeah,
beam
like where
goes
the-
into the
Really?
float.
Mine are way back.
What?
Way back at the end of the float. Is that right? Oh, huh, flip back. The way I was. That's the way I was
Getting
shown.
pretty technical here.
All right, we're getting a little detailed.
Okay.
Of course, here. Come on, man.
I said-
Just live with it.
I see reefs.
yeah. So this is a picture of
Rumble, Vince.
yeah. So this is a picture of a race, a mixed fleet race in Dubai, and you can see there. I think there are 4 dragonflies
Wow.
in this picture. Yeah. And then here's some more dragonfly 40s racing.
They look like big boats.
Yeah, they do.
They're nice boats.
Are those in Danish dragonflies?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good. We talked about this picture, okay. And then I won an award one year for, so the club enforces or counts the number of times you leave the marina. You have to use, because the club is subsidized, the moorage is subsidized because you're a club member, you have to sail a minimum of 7 times a year.
Huh.
So every time you leave the marina, the security guards take a note.
Huh.
And then this year I sailed 103 times.
And you got both sails.
That's impressive.
So complications on importing a boat to the UAE?
Yeah, it was a lot of paperwork. So one thing I did that was good that I didn't know was good was I added the serial numbers for the engine as part of the paperwork because the engine was already mentioned. I don't think I could have brought it in if I brought in the motor if the serial numbers weren't listed. One thing I didn't do well was that the paperwork that I was given, I bought my boat in the Netherlands and I had to go to the UAE embassy in the Netherlands to attest my bill of sale. If my bill of sale had been titled, if it said bill of sale at the top, I think I would have paid 3% import duty. But because it didn't say bill of sale, it said invoice or something, I had to pay like 8%. just because the document had the wrong name on it. And by that point, it got into the process and I couldn't pull it back out.
Interesting.
So there's a, yeah, but in terms of importing, no, it's okay. It's, yeah.
But you were there for 15 years.
well, yeah,
Yeah.
so, cool. My favorite event is the Dubai to Muscat race. So it's a 360-mile race that goes from Persian Gulf, the Arabian Gulf, out through the Straits of Hormuz, and then 200 miles south to the town of Muscat.
Every multi-hauler loves the name of that. Muscat.
Yeah.
So when you're doing this long distance race, I mean, isn't there a lot of shipping traffic going through there? I just feel like-
Yeah, I was gonna show marine traffic, but it's
Different right now.
it's a bit weird right now.
No shit.
Morocco, Spain, Egypt, here we go. So this is the Persian Gulf here. Kind of nothing is going through at the moment.
Is that today?
Is that
This is live.
Live?
So normally you just have this constant stream of tankers. And
Everybody's insurance cancels.
yeah. So everything's stacked up here and here. So but when we do the race, we leave Dubai, go around the tip, and then down to Muscat is here.
Wow.
And this is just full of anchorages anyway, and this is full of anchorages. So you're weaving your way through anchorages.
Ships, big ships.
Really?
So there are boats out there right now, all over the place,
Yeah,
but they're just not going through the strait.
they're not going through Straits of Hormuz. So
So
this
you
is
said weaving through anchorages, so tanker,
tankers.
Yeah.
and they're just waiting for their time to go.
Correct.
What's the
You
difference
race through. It's like English Bay.
between the green and the red arrows?
I think freighters and tankers.
And is that whole north of the Hormuz, all the way from the left to the right, is all Iran?
Yeah, all of this is Iran.
The whole thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's gonna be the 52nd state.
Yeah. Yeah. So in preparation for the race, one of the things that the club does, the organizing authority does, is they pull in the UK Navy. So there's something called the UK MTO, and they come and give us a brief of all the things that we need to watch out for. So the UK MTO, again, the Royal Navy, are in charge of monitoring commercial traffic and pleasure traffic in the region.
Is this agreement by all the countries or what?
It's a coalition, yeah. It's a coalition, but it's fronted by the UK Navy.
United Kingdom?
Why? Because it could serve as a neutral body?
No, they used to be, it's probably an old colonial thing. They just,
They used to own everything, so.
Yeah.
Stuff.
but you get a lot of notifications. So, they tell you, they give you these advisories. So, and then we have contact numbers. So if there's a risk that we're being boarded or we're being approached by something that's suspicious, we're in touch with them.
So this again is live.
This is
So,
live, yeah.
Well, 1st of March, so.
Yeah.
So 2 projectiles, well, presumably that's the war.
Could be, yeah.
So an advisory is just telling you something suspicious is around you. An attack means you're literally being attacked.
Yeah, a boat was attacked. Yes.
Literally.
Yeah. So this used to be, when there was piracy in the area, this would be also lit up with all the piracy incidents. But one of the things we also get is a lot of electronic interference. So I was in Doha in Qatar trying to get a taxi on Uber, but my Uber app kept telling me I was in Iran and I couldn't get a taxi. So they're really messing with the GPS in the region.
Iran is.
Iran is, yeah. Or the Russians, or both.
Those alerts are from 2025. Is that the most recent?
Oh, I was playing with the filters earlier.
So the piracy is not
Whoa,
the problem it used to be, is it? Usually not there, except for right now, it's crazy. of
No.
course, but
So piracy's kind of died off.
it did die
Yeah,
off.
I think, yeah,
you're going back there.
yeah. Let's go to recent incidents. What was the first one? There we go. Yeah.
Huh.
So yeah, so it's an interesting website. It shows you what's going on in the region. The race, the Dubai to Muscat race is very closely supported by not only the UK Navy, but also the UAE Coast Guard and the Omani Coast Guard. They kind of shadow the fleet and make sure everything's okay. Every race boat has a pack of papers. And I've been approached by Royal Omani police boats. You have to stop racing. They come alongside, you give them your paperwork. They call it in.
Okay.
So they're looking out for people, but they're also quite vigilant.
So it's kind of verifying that all's okay.
Yeah,
Not smuggling.
yeah.
Muscat isn't your first time after returning into Oman, going through UAE on the other side, right? I'm just wondering about the geography, and, you know, you can do this race without having to stop anywhere and do any crossing of borders.
No,
presumably.
you sail from UAE national waters into Omani national waters. And then
But even though you don't stop there, you still have to do the whole.
There was not land.
because you're entering their national water, even though you're not getting off, you're not touching land, you're still in territorial waters.
Okay.
You need a permit to,
You could. I thought if you were going just through it, you didn't have to do.
no, it doesn't work that way.
You see, in
We're
Persian
covered
Gulf,
Canada.
Gulf, if you sail right through the middle of the biggest bulkheads, it's still belonging to somebody,
No, so the borders are 12 miles.
12 miles. Got it.
So if you're outside of 12 miles, but let me just go on to the next slide for a minute. So this is the course for the race.
Yeah.
We're just up and down.
So there's nowhere here where you're outside of the 12-mile zone. So you're never in international water here. And neither here, because these red things are islands that belong to Iran. And these are oil fields. So these are exclusion zones. So you can kind of tuck your way through here, but you have to stay out of Iranian territorial water.
Oh, damn.
And that's because they built things out there?
No, because if you enter, they'll arrest you.
But I mean,
They're islands.
why are
Islands.
they able to claim that? Because they are naturally occurring islands?
Correct, yeah. So they're disputed, but Iran is occupying them.
What's the polygon right,
This one?
north? Yeah.
This is the traffic separation scheme
Oh,
for the Straits of Hormuz. So this is also an exclusion zone that you have to stay out of. So normally we sort of tuck through here and you can weave your way through the islands in the peninsula.
Is that blue also shallower water?
I think so, but it's not that shallow.
Mhm.
Do you get whales?
A lot of whale sharks.
Oh.
I think there have actually been like 1 year there was a small pot of orcas, surprisingly.
Oh.
Yeah, it's very hot water for an orca. I'm not sure what they were doing there. Probably lost. Cool.
tropical.
Yeah.
I told you to stop and look at the map.
I have another quick video if you want to see it. So I did a race on my boat.
You did Muscat to, I mean,
Sorry. So I did, yeah. So I've done the race 5 or 6 times. Once on a 100-foot swan, once on a Dragonfly 40, and then the rest of the times on my boat. And yeah, it is a small boat. It's the same problem you have with doing Race to Alaska on a small trimaran. So how much can you carry? How much crew do you need? How much? So it's, yeah.
Which boat did you like best?
The Swan was nice.
Yeah, probably had AC on it.
We made too much ice. We were throwing ice overboard.
Fix the salon and
Yeah, exactly.
Decreasing the salinity of the water.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's a bit choppy.
Oh, interesting.
So the video is really choppy.
Trying to keep time with the music.
Yeah.
So we have a fleet of about 14 boats.
So always around 20-ish. 20 to 30, I think. Yeah. But we're doing really well here.
In the lead.
It's hard to tell which one you are.
Sorry?
It's hard to tell when you are.
Yeah, we're the only trimaran. So here,
Oh, I see.
oh, anyway, so we blew up our rudder there. So
Striking something or?
no,
So you're the purple that kind of.
yeah, we're the
Okay.
trimaran. So the case just exploded.
Oh.
The wind was building. So by the time, so we tried to sail back. It's been rebuilt, so it's fine. Don't worry about that. Yeah. So we tried to, so because we just crossed the border into Oman, we didn't want to keep going into a foreign country. We wanted to get back because it would have been, checking in and checking out.
Yeah.
So we tried to get back to the UAE, but we couldn't go back upwind. So the waves were building and the wind was too strong. And we were on a five horse Honda. And we just couldn't go back down south. So we had to keep going. And the only place we could tuck in for shelter is in this little bay here.
How many miles is that?
That's probably about 10, 15 miles.
Was that allowed? Is that part of UAE?
No, that's Oman now.
So you had permission to go to Oman, so
Yeah.
therefore you could tuck in.
Yeah.
Oh,
The case completely,
Did you lash the case itself together?
we couldn't. So I'll see if I can get to the next bit. So we kind of held it together that way.
Oh.
And then that's the case, just held on by flaps.
Oh my.
Now I could see cracks appearing, which is what the green stuff is, and the carbon, is I tried to reinforce it a couple of days before the race. And I spoke to the guys at Phil's Foils, and they said, "Nah, it's fine. It's just the paint flexing."
Right. Yeah,
So the carbon fiber
It was,
broke there.
yeah, it was
a
dry and it was badly built, badly designed.
So, and this is a Phil's Foils, which has a good reputation.
And,
Not anymore.
so, and
So
this-
it's just poor quality carbon or poor
It-
quality
Where-
material?
just the design wasn't, both the design and the build weren't great. Yeah. So that's, yeah. So we lost the case, but the sponsor of the race, Aramex, is a shipping company.
Oh.
So they offered to, so here we are in
Wow,
Muslim down.
it is pretty.
Yeah.
So that's my spare rudder. And they,
Oh, the sh-
Not a lot of trees, huh?
wow.
no trees.
Service. So they had one right in.
Overnight shipping?
Everett
So they delivered it within 12 hours
from.
Oh, man.
from
Yeah.
Dubai. So
to-
we managed to go back. So we got the rudder installed and we went back out
Ah.
as the sun was setting. So we left here and then we had to go around Straits of Hormuz must have been blowing 25 knots, gusting 35, 40,
Wow.
Wow,
20, at least 20-foot seas.
Wow.
really?
Yeah.
Because you're going with the wind.
No, we're going downwind.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, with the wind. And it was
Still, wild.
the scariest I've ever been sailing. We just, riding down massive waves.
Worse than with him.
That was nothing.
I don't know, what do you say?
Worse than with Bill Quigley,
Oh.
and that's saying something.
Yeah, no, this was,
Can we eject him? Is there can I make a motion to eject?
No, no, motion is not appropriate at this time.
Overboard.
so, yeah, just trying to get around the corner. Once you get around the corner, everything's fine, because there's always, it's always blanketed by the mountains and everything calms down. But trying to get to the turning point, and I remember trying to, carefully thinking about that jibe, because you're just rolling down these huge waves, and we have to do one jibe and not overcook it and not accidentally kick up and
Or you end up in a
flip the
wreck.
boat.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Wow.
yeah, it was a tough race. But we managed to get around, and at this point we didn't know we were back in the race, because I'd assumed that because we got outside assistance by getting a rudder delivered, we were disqualified,
And you motored.
and we motored. So
Yeah.
I felt so, but we, as a team, we decided, what are we going to do? So we've got the week off work. Let's go to Muscat for a beer. It's another 220 miles, but we thought, well, let's just go for it rather than go back home with our tails between our legs. But there's a clause in the race instructions that says that the organizers can allow you to continue racing. So they did deduct the motoring and stuff from me, but yeah, so we carried on.
Whoa, they're going.
Catching everybody.
You finished.
So I'm sorry the video's so choppy. This is great. We're sitting on 15, 16 knots here. Just, surfing waves for 2 days.
That sounds pretty fun.
That was great.
So you did the race with 3 or 4?
There were 4 of us.
You guys look cold.
Yeah,
It's a lot
it's windy.
for 90
For
degrees.
95-degree weather.
So we're talking-
This is in the winter. This is in February.
So how warm was
It's only
it?
75.
75.
Yeah, you're wet and you just,
Does the water become much cooler in winter? too?
yeah, when you turn the corner, once you're in the Gulf of Oman, it gets colder.
So you're doing 15 knots
Reefed.
with
Yeah.
a regular jib.
It was just the jib, yeah. And this is the finish in Muscat. Such a beautiful little marina.
It is pretty.
And then all our stuff's drying off.
You did get that beer.
It was a great
Maybe
beer.
a couple.
So this is another race that I did. I'm here sandwiched between the Swan and the Volvo 60. So
Who
it,
won?
yeah, I got rolled.
Swan is huge.
Yeah.
Light wind.
And then here's some pictures of Musindam,
Which is,
the peninsula at the top of the
Oh,
Straits
yeah.
of Hormuz.
huh,
Wow.
It is pretty spectacular. It's
So what country is that peninsula? Is it? still
Oman.
Oman.
Separate.
So can you get off and hike some of those hills?
You can, yeah.
And have you been snorkeling in this area?
I have snorkeled in the Gulf of Oman. Yeah. Yeah, it's great.
Any coral? Or?
Lots of coral, yeah, lots of
Yeah.
coral, lots of sea life.
Yeah.
Lots of turtles.
cool.
Yeah. There's Moxie at the top.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, cool.
And then this is 2 years ago. 3 dragonflies finished a 360-mile race within 4 minutes of each other.
Wow.
Yeah.
I guess a pretty consistent build there.
This is, so maybe I'll go to,
Is this your humid?
oh, sorry.
season there. Looks kind of humid.
So this is going through the Muslim. Oh, sorry. Hold on. Sorry about this. Yeah. So this is just before turning the corner. There's a little gap. You can either go around the top of Straits of Hormuz, or you can cut through the gap. So this is us approaching the gap.
Why is that about?
I think it's about a mile.
This is a dragonfly?
This is the Dragonfly 40. And then this is us trying to go through the gap. And then everything goes from calm to, as you're trying to get through. Sorry, it's super choppy. But yeah, it's like a washing machine when you're going through the gap.
And that's partly because of the tide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wind against.
Huh.
Anyway, so the video's not really giving it justice. Ooh. Sorry. Ooh, sorry. Nice.
Looks wet.
Yeah. So this is us. I'm doing my stupid wave here and my stupid wave there.
Yeah, look at those. Right.
And then this was the wind we were in. So it's
And you can see the green just a little bit around the corner.
yeah.
But that is interesting, yeah.
And then one of the things that is amazing is because the distance between Oman and Iran it's only like less than 30 miles at the tip of the Straits of Hormuz. Every sunset, you get hundreds of these skiffs
Oh,
that just take off from Musandan to Iran. So
they go to Iran.
yeah, they smuggle between Iran and Musandan.
They're smuggling.
They
Are
smuggle.
they smuggling sheep?
They trade sheep for cigarettes. I've
Wait,
seen.
who has the sheep and who has the cigarettes?
I don't know.
Yeah.
So I imagine they're taking. Yeah,
That seems like pretty open and conspicuous.
yeah. It's tolerated.
Okay.
It is.
I have once seen a big skiff, with a Land Cruiser strapped to it. Yeah. But yeah, you see them, just hundreds of them tearing across.
Is it because there is a fair amount of poverty? Is that why it's tolerated?
Well, Iran's
Thank you.
embargoed at the moment,
Sure.
so they need plasma screen TVs and fridges
And
and
TV and
Whatever,
tobacco.
everything.
yeah. So everything goes through Oman to Iran.
Oh,
Yeah.
it doesn't, there's not a lot of smuggling from UAE to Iran, more from Oman.
Probably, but Oman is closer. So yeah, I think
Probably not happening now.
So it's all Omanis on the skiffs heading up, not.
could be Iranians as well. Yeah.
Like,
But-
they're doing it
Well,
right.
they were starting out though, on the Muslim, whatever the town is, they're starting out there and
Yeah.
heading up to Iran, not vice versa.
Well, they
Gotta go
they
back.
they take stuff to Iran and they bring stuff back. So yeah.
Yeah, both sides are probably engaged in a round trip.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
One sheep per TV.
Yeah.
This is the two sheep TV.
Yeah. And this is the little marina that's the finish line in Muscat.
Wow.
Very pretty. And then the British ambassador's residence is just here, this thing.
Little cabana.
Yeah. This is the Dragonfly 40 I did it on this year, that year, Khaleesi. And that's, yeah, that's the swim platform.
That's not a farrier.
No.
They're folded there.
And then
Wow.
once you're in Muscat, this is what Muscat looks like.
That's pretty cool.
It's
For left is what?
that's the Opera House
The Opera House in,
in Muscat. Yeah. But it's
What kind of opera? I mean, just Swedish, Verdi
Opera?
or
yeah,
what?
I mean, Would have to look at their website. They have on, but
It's a great program.
Yeah.
It's great beer instead of going.
So it looks like an old castle up high and.
they're really strict on trying to maintain, traditional look and feel with architecture. And in Dubai, they'll build giant glass skyscrapers, but Muscat is stunning. It's really pretty. It looks traditional. It's very low key. It's quiet. It's a nice town.
Hmm.
Yeah. Cool.
Oman is
So
also
are there
on
Western
the rise.
tourists that go there?
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Sorry, what's
I mean,
that?
it sounds appealing.
Oman's construction is, they stay low rise for everything, right?
I think, yeah, they do. Yeah. Yeah. So in terms of work, there's something called the PDO, which is the Petroleum Development Organization. So there's a big compound of expats where they have their own sailing club. So we used to go and race with them. So it's a compound full of oil workers. It was yeah.
But it's open and free. Anybody can wander around the old town.
Yeah.
Tourists or whatever.
Yep. Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah, one year we did it. I did the race on Rusalka, the Swan 100.
22 knots.
We hit 22 and a half knots
Nice.
on code 0. And we were racing down from Dubai, trying to get around here. We had to tuck into Kasab to reef. I think the wind was about 30 knots.
Wow.
And it has a boom furling system. The boom is it's a 30-foot boom with a mandrel. And the boom wasn't at the right angle. So we tore the sail and ripped a fitting out of the mast. So then this
Are
is
those temperatures in Celsius there? 18,
probably, yeah.
16?
Yeah. So this is me sitting in the boom,
Ah,
pulling down. It's a 50-meter mast, 100 and
wow.
yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, it's a tall mast. Pulling down the main by hand. And we had to take the battens out. The battens are 30-foot battens.
4 inches wide or whatever, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, so that's me sitting in the boom. It's not photoshopped.
Tell them about the hydraulic thing.
Oh yeah, yeah. So everything's hydraulics on the boat. So we were out sailing and one of the pipes broke in the boom because the mandrel is driven by hydraulics. But there's like these tubes, these pipes that are encapsulated in the carbon, and one exploded. And I don't know how many gallons of hydraulic fluid were just pouring out of the boom. So we just have buckets, just capturing buckets of hydraulic fluid. But the whole boat runs on hydraulics. The propeller is hydraulic as well. And we were losing pressure.
Presume hydraulic fluid is a petroleum product.
Yeah,
Just a little. They have plenty of that.
yeah. But yeah, so I love the Swan 100, but I could never own one. Just big boat, big problems. But it's one of the most amazing boats I've ever sailed. It's it just trucks upwind at 20 degrees apparent, and it's yeah, it sails great.
That would be fun.
Yeah, it's a very
Is a Swan one of those boats that doesn't, I mean, does have normal sail configuration with
yeah, it's a
a
sloop.
jib and
Yeah.
okay.
But it does have, you can probably see it here. It has an inner stay on a furler. And so that's the stay jib, and then there's a bigger jib.
And those furlers are all hydraulic and everything.
All hydraulic.
Do they run a generator kind of constantly to keep all that going, or?
So the owner's previous boat was 130 feet, and he had to run the engines constantly
Wow.
to get the boat to sail. So the reason he bought this boat is that you can turn the engines off and just sail the boat. But there's a point where you need to power up the engine
Because you're running out of juice.
because you need to so you're limited in how much power you have to run.
It's either that or
hydraulics.
That's right.
There are no profit going. Everything's push button. So,
No, there's no manual override, because it wouldn't.
no.
Huh. They got a 5-foot Lumar wind channel.
So yeah, so this is
Donkeys.
Akiko and I on the boat, and then that's the picture we had from the.
Oh, yeah. That's the picture I was telling you about on the left, upper left.
Right.
It's
So
a cool juxtaposition.
so that's it. I think
Boy,
that's the
what a
last slide.
beautiful, huge deck.
It's,
Would you like one, honey?
it's slippery when it's covered in hydraulic fluid.
I can imagine.
That's not rapid deck, that's peak.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my.
But no one went shooting off into the sea.
And then these things, there's one on each side. And this is their joysticks for the main sheet and the jib.
Oh my gosh.
They're actually joysticks.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh my God, such a great presentation, Nish.
Wait, does it,
Yeah.
somebody, do you have to take, like, the winches are hydraulic, but you still tail the winches, or do you?
Yeah.
Can you just push button in and out?
So there are two buttons. There's a high speed button and a low speed button. But the winches are, yeah.
Says the garbage can.
yeah.
So Mich, just
That'd be great.
a quick question about your boat though, because you said that you
Thanks for
modified it
coming,
on conditions. I mean, it sounds like you had the scuba jib or whatever you call it.
Yeah.
Sounded like you had a fatter head than normal.
Yeah.
And masthead kite.
Yeah.
Was there anything else?
The foils. I had a high aspect, deeper dagger board. And I had the dagger rudder as well. I did buy plans for the floats, but I never got around to it.
Bigger floats, you mean?
Yeah. So I bought from sorry?
After you blew up your cassette on your rudder, you didn't have Phil's build you another one. Did you have somebody else do it?
Yeah, so there's a friend of mine runs Premier Composites. They build FARs, they build TP52s. They're based in Dubai. So they basically took the case because it was customized for the blade and the blade was in good shape. In fact, Bill's still using the same blade. They took everything off the case and basically rebuilt the case much stronger. Phil and I had a little argument. He said it was out of warranty, even though it was I think it was a design problem. So he sent me an invoice for a new cassette case or a new case, and I said no thanks. Yeah.
Disappointing.
Yeah, so I think part of the problem is if I think I was based in Canada or the US, the customer service may have been better. But because we were going back and forth between the Middle East and Canada, he decided to want to wash his hands of it.
The quote I got from them last year for just a core for a dagger rudder, the shipping and it was before the election, and the shipping was almost as much as the quote itself.
Yeah.
So that was a little disappointing.
Yeah. I mean, I was really lucky because I was working for Emirates Airline and I had staff discount for shipping.
Oh, nice.
I had like very, very cheap FedEx and UPS. So.
Yeah. Is that Premier Composites place? Were they doing the Aeolus 30, the P30?
No, that's Hans. That's a separate company.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Also out of Dubai though?
It was out of Dubai, yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy looking boat.
Yeah. You saw one in the flesh?
Yeah, yeah. The thing, I've never seen it heel less than, 45 degrees.
That doesn't sound good.
It's not comfortable.
Oh.
Yeah.
What boat is this?
What was the boat I saw in Sailing Anarchy? This German guy had this really unusual kind of single-hander, right? It's a 30
Monohull?
foot, yeah, 30-foot monohull.
Was it super skinny or unbalanced?
Was it skinny?
No, let's
Really
Let's
weird
see if I can
bow,
find
like
it.
a cow bow, but reversed.
yeah, it's a big fat.
And it's in Dubai or something.
Yeah.
That's it.
Oh, man, that is weird looking, huh?
Weird.
Yeah. But
Did he build it and with a wild, his design wild idea?
well, he's a boat builder. I think he used to work for Premier Composites and then went off on his own to design and build the ALS P30. I think he made 4 or 5 of them and then
And,
something happened. I don't know.
Does Dubai like subsidize manufacturing to try to get high-tech manufacturing going?
I don't think so.
Interesting.
Yeah. But I think labor's cheap
Yeah,
in Dubai.
huh,
You can get pretty good skilled labor and
right.
yeah.
Interesting.
So yeah, so this boat was in a yacht club for a while.
Mhm.
He now owns a Dragonfly 25. I think he got sick of the heeling. But seriously, that boat, I've never seen that boat sail flat. It's always extremely heeled.
It's probably wet, that boat too. It's extremely wet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, people are always tempted by narrow boats because they're so elegant. There's a boat that sails out of Shilshal, you know, Pippa.
Yeah, that's a
That boat?
beautiful boat.
It's a beautiful, gorgeous boat, but my God, that thing goes, every time the wind comes up, it's over on its ear.
Wow.
That's like we did the Baja the McGregor 65.
Oh, my God. did
And
you
then
really?
we just anchored out because the guy didn't want to go into town or get a dock space.
Uh-huh.
Rollers that all night long. Eric and I were up in the V berth, which was the worst place to be. And rather than just go from upside down to, we slept on a whole bunch of ropes. So at least we were going from here to here. Rather than going
I can feel my stomach kind of roll up, roll down. Because we're going to 4 ships, not 4.5.
We left the ship the next night. We found a place in town.
Yeah, that's hilarious. I forgot.
I have a friend who sailed McGregor 60, is it 65?
McGregor 65.
Yeah.
It was great for going downwind
Jim
and we had really,
Right,
you know,
no.
it had a lot of good speed sometimes.
Friend of mine's a rigger and he sailed one in Thailand.
Oh,
He said he's never seen a boat flex that much.
I know they're not supposed to be best built. It stayed
It was
together.
fun to sail though, man, oh man.
And we didn't have to take it back upwind.
Oh, Lord. Well,
Any
thank
other-
you very much.
Yeah, it was
I
great.
Yeah, it was a
It's getting late,
fascinating.
but that was super
Yeah.
fascinating.
Yeah.
Good.
Amazing.
And for those that haven't seen, I've brought some charts. And there's a book that I was gifted before I left. So there's some pictures in there as well.
Great.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Cool.
Yeah.